Yeah. What's going on? What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to another episode of the Lion's Den with Seth. And I am Seth, and we got Herm. Bro, what was you talking about?
What you mean?
Just in the background, what was you doing?
I'm going live on my TikTok over here on the side, man. You remember how we used to do when we first started?
Yeah.
And we'd be going Facebook Live while we was doing the show.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
So
I'm trying to see how if I can grab some more viewers from over that side, man.
All right, well, that's what it is. Well, look, ladies and gentlemen, if you're watching right now, please let us know that you're in the building. Let us know where you're watching from. If this is your first time watching and you're on Facebook and you want to comment, make sure you go to facebook.com/StreamYard. All right, so we can get this engagement going on, man. How's your weekend been, bro?
Man, the weekend was good, man. Got to go out of town for a little bit, see some family.
Yeah,
out there in Indiana and whatnot. It's always good to be able to do that, right? You know, you don't get to, as you get older, you don't always get to reconnect with people as much as you want to.
Yeah, man. Yeah, big facts, man. And to your point, it's like when you're so busy doing all types of different things, man, you forget to kind of take a chill pill. So actually, man, this weekend I did that, man. I didn't realize how fast and how much I'd be going. You know what I mean? Monday through Friday or shit. Sometimes Monday to Monday, you know what I mean? So I really had to take a step back and like unplug, and I almost forgot what it was to do nothing. You know what I mean? I was losing something or forgetting something.
Yeah, just chill for a minute and just take everything. You ever just go out to your backyard and just zen out a little bit? You know what I mean?
Man, you know what? I can't do that. You know why? Because there's too many things around me that's reminding me of things that I need to do, should have did, or forgot to do. You get what I'm saying? I got to go somewhere else, man. And then not just that, bro. I got to go places where I'm not really known. If that it's like, or if I don't know anybody, because it's like, hey, then people want to start talking to you and start, boo, boo. So, man, I got to go like an off-beaten path a little bit, man, just to unplug.
That I'm gonna tell you one good thing about getting this little puppy that I got, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is that I could just sit out there and just watch him play for hours, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And not really be thinking about nothing. He'll just be out there hopping around.
Mm-hmm.
And don't let my grass be too long because he's so damn little, you know what I mean?
Yes.
He's struggling out there trying to make it. But yeah,
Yeah.
man. But the weekend was slow motion, real cool.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing extravagant happened, you know, still trying to learn that damn Tamiya dance.
What to me? Oh, man, the damn
that step dance, man. Hey, bro, I've
been out for like 15 years. Are you serious?
Dog, I twisted my knee and my ankle trying to do that damn dance.
Bro,
all on the left side.
Bro, you just getting old. Leave it alone, bro. Just sit back and just two-step. It's all
No, I'm gonna get that dance down, man.
Don't do it, man. Listen, what you want to do, hurt yourself more. Ladies and gentlemen, look, first of all, shout out to y'all watching. And for those of you that know that step and that dance, bless you, because it ain't easy. I know it's not easy at all. So I'm just glad I DJ and I watch it from a distance. They say, hey, I do this? No, but I know how to play it again.
Yeah.
So look, ladies and gentlemen, today we're talking about accountability. Oh my goodness. Woo! Wee. And you know what's so funny about accountability, ladies and gentlemen? We see the lack of it in other individuals, but do you see it in yourself? Have to be more careful.
Yes.
See it, man. Like, man, look, let's talk about it, man. I mean, it's us, you know what I'm saying? It's just us and a little bit of the world. So, you know, this family.
Right.
So what do you think that you struggle in as far as holding yourself accountability at?
Holding myself accountable, man, is definitely with my fitness goals.
Hold on, wait. Tell us about the intervals.
Oh man. So, you know, me and my host over here was having a conversation. And you know, Seth always be trying to give me workout tips and stuff like that all the time, man. It's things that he saw on YouTube or in his Zumba class, right? And so you know, so he always trying to give me tips. So he was talking to me about interval. He's doing this interval training with his cardio and whatnot, you know what I mean? And I talked to him about, you guys got to get on this. It's called interval eating. All right. You know what I'm saying? So you got the purpose of intervals is to get your heart rate up. Also is to do something slow and to change the pace, right?
Correct.
So what I do is I switched it up with my eating. I had my salad on one side and my Whoppers on the other side. You know what I'm saying? So so I'll be 30 seconds over here eating my Whopper, then I hurry up and switch over to start eating the salad. You know what I'm saying? That's how you burn calories. Hold on, dog. This is how you burn calories while eating. It's gonna be the next big thing, man. All right,
bro. You gonna be the next big thing. No, doing that. But look, shout out to this dude and his damn interval eating. Okay, that's what we do. You understand?
Anybody want tips on that, man? Hit me up on the side. And, let's be trailblazers. You know what I mean?
Don't do it. But no, man, real talk, man. I mean, it's funny, like we said earlier, it's easy to see the big picture until you're, you know, like you're in the frame. You can't see your own picture, you dig? But you can see everybody else's. Like for example, I just finished school, well, not finished school, but finished this class. Dope course, man, for my clinical mental health master's in that, right? And I realized there were some things that I could have been better at when like getting the right citing together, right? Because it has to be APA, you know, all that other stuff, right? Get the site right, you know how it is, writing the papers and everything. So I had to hold myself accountable and say, look, I know there's a difference between this 80% and then this 90 to plus that I know I can get, but it's just learning that piece. But since I don't really know it, I get, you know, I may start to freeze and say, you know, or avoid it, you know what I'm saying? And then just make up some excuse or some reason in my head as to why I don't do the things that I need to do to get the grade that I can get. Now, can you relate to that, bro?
Heck yeah. I go back to something that I keep saying I'm gonna do, get my real estate license to become a realtor.
Oh, yeah.
You remember that? You know what I'm saying? I was about to sell all these houses.
That's right, all of them.
You know what I mean? Next thing you know, I get to that test and they kick my ass.
Yeah.
They kicked my ass twice, and you know what I'm saying? I kind of just dropped it. Yo, and I ain't gonna lie to you, that kind of stuff just haunts me. You know what I mean? It's like, are you really just gonna let it ride like that and not press forward?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's something else I got to hold myself accountable for because I done paid for the class.
See?
You know what I'm saying? Got those books.
Mm-hmm.
I passed the class,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm letting one step stop me from getting something that I wanted to get done.
See? And know that you can do it. Knowing you can do it.
I feel like I could. Yeah.
Of course you can. Of course you can.
Yeah.
So like, man, what's going on in the city, man? So, or in the world? How many places or spaces have you seen a lack of accountability? And ladies and gentlemen, I want y'all to think about it too. Please chime in. If you haven't done so, hit the share button, right? Comment, let us know what you think, and subscribe too, no matter where you're watching this at. But like, for example, we talk about accountability, and there's one thing I pulled up on a good source, but it says there's sometimes individuals don't hold themselves accountable because they feel entitled. Right? Some people think that they're superior to others, and therefore they're entitled to do what they want to do without bearing any consequences. Yo, what you think about that, bro?
I think that is boy. So you got to go into when it says people are thinking they're superior and stuff like that. I'm gonna go to an instance that's just recently happened with my mom, right? You know what I mean? She's a restaurant owner, right? And in her area, there's a dumpster that they have, right? That the people that utilize that space, they pay to use this dumpster, right? It's not city dump or nothing like that. But there's this event center that felt like they should be able to use it for free. You know what I mean? And then when confronted about it, what they did, you know what I'm saying, was catch attitude. You know what I mean? Not be like, dang, you know what I'm saying? We didn't know. You know what I mean? We didn't know that we just thought it was a city dump or whatever. Instead of, you know what I'm saying, owning up to the, you know, we could have possibly made a mistake. They doubled down on it, but next time they took the trash and just dumped it on the back of my mom's restaurant.
Wow.
You know
so
what I mean?
Now it's like, now you take it out.
Yeah, you know what I mean? My mom, and see, luckily I learned about that on the back end, on late side, you know what I mean? But it's gonna be addressed this week, you know what I mean? When come Monday, I'll be having a spirited conversation with each and every single one of them.
You said the spirit of conversation.
Yeah, spirited conversation, you know what I'm saying? So that way there's no more misunderstandings. But you know, that's a superiority complex, you know what I mean? Like, you know, hey, I'm not about to apologize for this, you know what I mean? Like y'all deal with it.
Yeah.
It could have been a misunderstanding, you know what I mean? They're like, oh, you know, but they don't. You got to get your own dumpster.
That's true. And you know what, man? Sometimes individuals don't hold themselves accountable because they don't want to acknowledge the fact that they were wrong. You know what I'm saying? Oh, yo, my bad. I didn't know. Okay. And then they would have to do something different. However, sometimes when people apologize, they feel as though now they are, you know, subservient to the other person or inferior, right? Like, oh, when I had to bow down and apologize. So they avoid that. And then what they do, and this is what I've been dealing with recently, individuals will point out what they feel as though you did wrong or somebody else did wrong to avoid the situation that they did wrong.
Straight up deflection.
Bruh.
You know what I'm saying?
How do you deal with that?
Well, I go right back to the main point. You know what I'm saying? Like, as soon as that happens, you know, we're talking about this issue right now.
Yes.
We ain't talking about, you know what I'm saying, what happened 3-4 weeks ago.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We could talk about that after we talk about this, if you really need to talk about that. You know what I mean? With people like that, you got to keep, people like to say the main thing. Well, let's address this first.
Yeah.
And then let's talk this out first. And then if we need to talk about the other thing, you know what I'm saying, let's talk about that. But we're not finna deflect from the issue that I'm currently upset about.
Correct. Just because you know that you out of line with it. So now what else is going on, man, that you've seen with a lack of accountability?
Well, lack of accountability, man, is I remember, man, boy, in the military, right?
Yeah.
And in society in general, sexual assault is something that is a serious issue. It's a serious problem.
Correct.
It's not. It's one of the lowest forms of crime. You know what I'm saying? Lowest things to me, besides dealing with kids, that a person can do. You know what I mean? It's something that I'm not down for.
Correct.
But when somebody lies about being sexually assaulted to avoid, you know what I'm saying, being looked at a certain way, I think that is even lower. You know what I'm saying? Hold on
Yeah.
1 second,
Yeah.
please.
Yeah. Go ahead. Go ahead. See, look, you see what he's doing? He having a spirited conversation. But look at him. But look, but anyway, to his point, when individuals are, when something happens and now they're embarrassed by it, now they want to make these false accusations. You get what I'm saying?
No.
Accuse individuals.
Yeah. So
Go ahead.
so there's two instances that pop out in my mind real fast, right?
Yeah.
There was this kicker from the Buffalo Bills that just got drafted, and two football players from Ohio State University, right?
Yeah.
When the accusations come out like that, people are automatically looked at as guilty. You know what I'm saying? So the kicker got cut from his team. You know what I'm saying? And life as a kicker is already hard. It's hard to make a team. He was drafted.
Okay.
That's hard as well. And then the two players from Ohio State got kicked off the football team. You know what I'm saying? Like that really alters the way their life was going to move. If them two thought they was going to get into the NFL, you know what I'm saying, that severely hinders their chances. All because the woman didn't want to admit that, you know what I'm saying, she had consensual sex with two men at the same time. She didn't want to be looked at in a certain way.
See?
So instead of holding herself accountable, like, yeah, I did that, she was willing to risk these men going to jail for the rest of their life. And she could sleep easy like that. Like, yeah, you know what? As long as they know that I ain't no hoe, I don't care what happens to him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, man. And you know what? I just had a quick moment of just thinking about how many individuals, ladies and gentlemen, that were slain or, in prison, even to this day, just because they didn't want people to know what they were doing behind closed doors and it came out to light. So, like, for example, it says, unfortunately, I saw this female lied about getting out of underage drinking situation in the Air Force. Wow. Shout out to Ryan, says this happened to what's his name?
Jonathan Abrams.
Yeah, as well. Correct. Did that happen?
He's got to hit me to who Jonathan Abrams is.
Yeah.
But what Lily Washington is talking about, right? I seen that as well. You know what I'm saying? A woman in the military. Matter of fact, it happened to me. You know what I'm saying?
And that's Emmett Till. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
It happened to me. I was an airman, right? You know what I'm saying? Next thing you know, I'll get called in the OSI about sexual assault. I'm like, what? I mean, I'm like, you see how good looking I am? I don't need to do that. You know what I mean? But so I'm over here like, I have no idea what's going on, right? Because I haven't dealt with anybody. You know what I mean? Like, where is this coming from?
Oh, he's talking about Jonathan Majors.
He's talking, Majors.
Yeah. But
so So anyway, come to find out, the girl's on her way getting kicked out the Air Force. This is somebody I didn't have no dealings with.
Yo,
you know what I'm saying? So I'm in there blindsided, like, yo, me, like, I did what? To who?
Yeah.
I never was even alone with this person. Like, how did this happen? You know what I'm saying? So, and what really messed me up that, you know what I'm saying, after everything happened, I get investigated, whatever, you know what I'm saying? The case just kind of dropped and nobody ever said anything to me. Like, hey, you've been vindicated. You know what I'm saying? Nothing. It just went away.
Yeah.
I'm like, here I am stressing over something that I have no idea what's about to happen to me.
That's right.
You know what I mean? Over something that I definitely didn't do. You know what I mean? I'm like,
yeah.
Because she was on her way to get kicked out the military.
See?
So come to find out, not only my name, she's putting all kind of people's name out there.
Wow. Hey, check this out. What you think about those those kids out there, right? Illegitimate kids, children, right? Just because, let's say, something happened in the wild stages of mom or whoever, you get what I'm saying? And they don't want to admit that their child's biological father was, let's say, a mistake. You know what I'm saying? And then and when it finally comes out indirectly, you know what? I was just beaten or I was raped or whatever the case it is. Because now I know it could be a touchy subject, but how do you have that conversation? You see what I'm saying? Like how do you just I don't know. How do you have that conversation with your child or adult child? Do you wait until they're an adult, or do you just say, you know what, we're just gonna, push this over to the side because it doesn't matter anymore?
Just so I'll get you straight. So you're talking about if I had a kid out there that I didn't know about?
Right. But hold on.
Okay.
You had a kid out there you didn't know about, but the mother is telling the child that another man is the father, right? And then when it finally comes to light, she say, well, you know what, I was actually raped. You get what I'm saying? That, I just didn't want to let you know that I was raped. And so now the mother is, expecting a level of sympathy from the child. Let's say child is an adult now, right? But low key, you used to like it. Y'all was dating, but you found out he was a lame. You see what I'm saying? And then you slipped up. You see?
Well, this sounds like a Tyler Perry movie, man. I don't know.
But it happens though. But that's the same thing. Like, how do you hold yourself accountable? So look, y'all, check it out. I want to answer some or go into some of these comments. Says so many men have fallen victim to stuff like this, and it's really sad. Yes, Lily Wilson said, "Yep, nothing was done to her, and the young man never got an apology. Man. They knew she lied. Nothing was done to her." Let me see. Ryan says that's a tough one. Yes, another user said, or they show resentment towards the child, which isn't fair either. Yeah, exactly. So, but again, we're still talking about accountability, y'all. So look, while you're thinking about it, man, I'm gonna give you another reason why some people don't hold themselves accountable. Check this out. Shame. That's what we're talking about. Shame is an overwhelming feeling of embarrassment or distress. And when people feel ashamed of a behavior, they may shut down, deny, hide, or lie about their behavior in order to save face and lessen the stress they feel about
it. So that takes me to all these paternity test shows.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Where they 100% know who the father is.
Look at this. Somebody said they're going through this right now. Well, go ahead.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? It's like if instead of being like, man, I really don't know who the father is, because I did my thing. They pin it on somebody think is going to be the one that's going to take care of the kid the most.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Instead of like looking in the mirror, like, look, man, I really don't know because so now you're going to affect the life of the child.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? The life of that man. All because you don't want to face reality that you might have slept with 3 or 4 dudes in that time frame.
Right.
And it's your business. That's your business.
Right.
But when something happens, own up to it. Like, look, it could be any one of y'all.
Right.
Yeah.
That's what society do, though, man. If you think about it, society sets it up so that you can't say that and be able to walk the street without a scarlet letter. You dig? Like you can't go out and say, yo, I was out here. I don't know who the daddy is, or who the mother. Well, I guess that wouldn't make sense. Still, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. But ladies and gentlemen, we're talking about accountability and why individuals don't. Y'all let us know what you think. Why do individuals avoid holding themselves accountable, especially when they're wrong?
Why do you think? Let's flip it, because we ain't beating up on women, right?
No, absolutely.
So for like the men that go out there and impregnate these women,
yeah,
and decide, you know what, I ain't doing nothing for these kids.
Yeah.
Like complete lack of accountability on their part, like I ain't gonna do, and just walk away from the child.
Bruh, hold on. Multiples.
I don't think that, and say with the men is that shame, or is that, you know what I'm saying, the inability to be able to man up,
to be a man? Absolutely. Oh, you know what? Yeah, you're right.
You know what I mean? I don't know if the men are ashamed per se. I don't know. I guess I don't know what goes through a man's mind when they be like, I'm gonna have these kids and I'm not gonna do nothing for them. They might not be able to, they may don't have a job or something like that.
Maybe,
but they should be able to do something.
But if you think about it, though, man, if as we're looking at this and we're talking about it, we're expecting men to have a moral compass, right? Just because an individual is older does not mean that they are mature. You feel me? So there's individuals that still acting like young men, like, yo, I'm just trying to get it. I'm just trying to get it. And they're not thinking about the consequences. Hey, that's your baby. Look, you know what? It was so funny, man. I remember watching House Party a while ago, bro, in the middle of the night, and it was Kid and Play. They was riding back after he picked up, he came from jail or whatever, right? Kid picked up Kid from jail. So Play was like, "Yo, what's up, man? Did you get did you get with Sydney?" Talking about Tisha Campbell at the time. It's like, "No, man, I ain't had no rubber." What? What you mean? So what? Well, and I don't know, man. She wasn't on birth control. So what, man? That's her baby. She'll deal with it. Think about it. That was in the movie. So here I am now in my 40s listening to this. I'm like, what the hell? What? But obviously it's a movie. But there's men, no kidding, that really think like that, though. Like, yo, that's her baby. She carry that.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Some people think in their head, man, she make a good single mother.
Ain't that about nothing?
Dog, men ain't shit.
Yo, a lot of us ain't. So look, here it is. Look, it says men do the same thing. They pretend they don't know. They father the child, trying to stay there. Okay, yeah. Oh, saying that there's other possibilities, knowing full well what's all in it. Let me see. What's up? James says accountability requires you to sit your ish. Yeah, sit your ish and be forced to correct it. Most people love pointing a finger because it takes the blame off them.
Absolutely.
Nick Cannon, listen, Nick Cannon, how many kids this dude got? He in there
25, I think,
or 23, whoever. So what's going on, Miss Spencer? She says, in order to stand up and face the consequences of your actions, you got to be true to yourself. If not confident in who you are, you will never be able to face the truth. Yes, baby,
mama's baby, David, daddy's baby.
Yeah. Yo, I've heard that. I've heard that they kind of got football team. Yo, a couple of them. But no, real talk though, and that's a problem. You know what I'm saying? But still, ladies and gentlemen, we're talking about accountability, not just in our households, in the community. So now let's take it a step further, right? We got another reason why individuals refuse to hold themselves accountable. They have the inability to change. All right. So this means that when people believe they can change, they're more likely to admit their mistakes. But sometimes when people can't change or they don't see that they can change, they avoid it. You see what I'm saying? So it makes sense because when they take responsibility of their mistakes, they usually take the first steps in changing their behavior. Ladies and gentlemen, we're talking about individuals that don't think that what they did was wrong.
Absolutely. Or they feel like they owe something. You know what I'm saying? I had somebody, you know what I'm saying, that won. He had won Airman of the Year, right?
Yeah.
But he got hit with a DUI. Now, as we know in the military, you know what I'm saying, DUI, hold on a second, I beat this dog.
You a lie, shut up. You ain't gonna do that. Look, he ain't said nothing. He over there petting it. Look at him, like he cussing the dog. He ain't doing nothing to that dog. Look, he picking it up. Look, see? Look at this. Yo, softy, back on here. Get on out of here, bro. Trying to get some sympathy.
Man, hey, anyway, I'm gonna hold that dog accountable after the show.
No, you ain't.
Anyway,
but go ahead. Now, what happened to this dude?
So he won Airman of the Year. You know what I mean? But he got hit for a DUI. Right? So instead of taking responsibility and ownership of the DUI, he thought that he got credit for being Airman of the Year.
Oh.
I'm like, hey, yeah, you know what I'm saying? That's good to have in the bank.
Yeah.
But you still got to deal with this issue. You still going to feel the consequences for this because DUI is serious.
That's right.
He was never able to recover from that. You know what I mean? He was never able to recover because he felt like he was owed something. Right? Now, me, for instance, I got Article 15 in my career as an E6.
Okay.
Lost my stripe, right? Lost my stripe. And I remember being told, you know what I'm saying, from my chief, my E9, he said to me, either you're going to lay there and keep getting beat like a dead horse, or you're going to get up and run like a thoroughbred. Now, similar to him, I had just won NCO of the Year, enlisted person of the year. You know what I'm saying? I had that all on the same EPR as the Article 15.
See,
what an EPR is a performance report.
Right.
And what a Article 15 is punishment, non-judicial punishment in the military. I had that all on the same EPR. That's crazy, right?
Yes.
So, but instead of feeling like the Air Force owed me something, I understand that, you know what I'm saying, I'm the one that put my career in somebody else's hand.
Correct.
Now it's up to me to show them who I really am.
That's
I
right.
took accountability for my actions.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Owned up to it. It's like, you know, I didn't blame nobody else. So now it's easier to make, you know what I'm saying, moving more correct steps moving forward.
Correct.
Because I know who the problem was.
That's right.
But if you're blaming everybody else, if you point your fingers out, then you think the problem's not with you. You're going to continue the same bullshit over and over again.
Over and over again.
You know what I mean?
You expecting something different, but not seeing how you play a part of it. And so I'm glad that you said that, man. I believe that when it comes down to our own circles, right, the individuals that we connect with, not everybody has the same moral compass. Right? Not everybody has the same moral compass. So what do you do, ladies and gentlemen? What do you do? What's going on, Miss Carmo? Listen, man, look, shout out to her. She helped me out with my schooling, man. She's super dope.
Carmo Brown, that's like a double brown right there.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Right, you get it in, right? She's an outstanding person, man, over in Fairview Heights. But so James says also, when you blame others, you give them control over your life. Yeah. So real talk, when you got individuals that's in your circle, right? You got individuals in your circle and they don't know how to hold themselves accountable. What do? You understand? What do you do? Like, do you say, hey, I love you. I understand where you're coming from, but yo, you were wrong. You know what I'm saying? Or do you just placate, right? And just involve yourself in their delusion? Karma, what you think about this, right? Because so she's a counselor as well, and she talked to people all the time. How do you get people out of their delusion? Like, yo, you don't see you did this, right? No one calls you to do anything, right? So you have this realm of control. You in this circle, you control everything in this circle. Everything outside of this circle you can influence, but you telling me somebody else calls you to do something so you can't say my bad?
Can we drop the link?
Which link? Oh yeah, let's get building. Yeah, I think we're gonna do this, y'all. Check it out. Yeah, thank you for saying that, ladies and gentlemen. If y'all want to get on live, yo, it's getting hot. It's getting hot. Y'all click this link. Make sure y'all's face look good, right? Because we're gonna be live. Make sure you hit this link. We can go on right now. We can go on right now. But no, real talk, y'all. But how do y'all do that? How do you analyze your circle and say, yo, man, you kind of out of line, or girl, look, I love you, but you playing this wrong, and I can't be in the same circle with you right now. So let me see. We're gonna go into some of these comments. Let me see. People lack accountability because it's hard to admit personal imperfections. Most really believe that they're doing better than they really are. Yep, and measure themselves by intentions. Ooh, there you go. Listen, people have a lot of yes people around them, and that is a dangerous circle to be in. Absolutely.
And you know who we can go to when we talk about Felicia's comment? I'm gonna let you read that right quick.
Yeah. Okay, it says, thought, are black men somewhat still cursed by the trials of slavery when families were stripped apart from each other, so some feel less attached or feel to become attached? You know what? I'm going to push back on that and say no.
Yeah,
because you said black men. I don't subscribe to that. You know what I'm saying?
The thing is, do we know that there's still some, remnants of slavery, like
absolutely
trauma and all? Yeah, but we talking about it, and this is the reason why we have a hard time with accountability.
Go ahead.
You know what I'm saying? It's because we look for reasons to why it's like that. When hey man, just look in the mirror, and be like, you know what, I can control this.
That's right.
You know what I mean? It's got nothing to do with the ancestors and all that. I can control this.
Mm-hmm.
I can control my life moving forward. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. A whole bunch of people has lived through some kind of trauma.
Come on.
I'm not trying to minimize that. Some people were molested as kids. You know what I'm saying? All kind of stuff. Somebody's been, you know what I'm saying, been through some stuff in their life.
Bruh, listen, we are still here because of the product of someone still getting it.
Dog, but after you acknowledge, after you acknowledge your trauma, right?
Yeah.
After you acknowledge it, then it's up to you to find out, hey, how I'm going to get help to deal with this, because I still got to live the rest of my life.
Come on.
I can't keep going back to, well, this happened to me back then.
Come on.
Okay, we get it, but how are you going to deal with that and move forward?
How do you move forward? And listen, God forbid that you have a family. How are you going to be more for them?
Yeah.
You see, because if you don't break the cycle, you're going to continue it with your offspring. What you think, though?
Yeah, man, that's what it is, man. You know what I'm saying? If you don't learn how to deal with it, it's going to consume you, and you're just going to live in a world of blaming people. Well, hey, you know what I'm saying? The reason why I'm like this because this happened to me. I understand that. I respect that.
Mm-hmm.
But you know what I'm saying? As soon as you acknowledge that that's happened to you and that's what's causing a negative impact in your life, what are you doing to find help for that?
And that's exactly what it is.
Yeah.
Lack of coping skills, yo. Lack of coping skills. Individuals that they don't understand it. You know what I'm saying? Maybe they don't get it. You know, maybe they feel like it's easier, right? Just like we talked about a couple of weeks ago, right? The acronym for blame. Because looking at me ain't easy, right? Maybe because looking at what you've played a part in is just a mess. You see what I'm saying? And you don't want to admit the fact that, hey, it's not like that no more, or I have other options to overcome that. You know what I'm saying?
Or maybe I'm the reason for it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So,
man, women always want to call somebody a narcissist.
Never take accountability.
Cut that out. What's up, Sandra?
I cut them off. You know what I'm saying?
That's my sister right there, man.
Okay, shout out to you. He says exactly. If we can't make the connections to trauma, then okay, so we can make some sort of corrections going.
Exactly.
Absolutely. Yes. What's going on, James? Yep. Can't keep blaming others. A lot of opportunities available now. Absolutely. So listen, real talk. We do know psychologically, right? There are things that are in our DNA that we did not personally put there. Understand, we did not personally put that there. However, based off of time, based off of technology, based off of resources, right now the world is technically smaller due to this. Right now, social media. What are you using your technology for? Are you using it to enhance your life and your experiences, or are you using it just to make more excuses? You dig what I'm saying? Come on now, let's be real about it. Like, how do you think it makes me feel, or individuals feel, being, you know, part of the Black diaspora, knowing that different things has happened in our past, or even you, Herm, right? You know, different things happen in your Korean history that is a part of your lineage, but it didn't affect you personally. You hear what I'm saying? So what do? Do you hang your hat on that? Or do you say, okay, this is how I'm going to do better in my legacy for my daughters, right? Or for my kids and for my future? How do you do that?
I think that once you recognize what it is that's hindering you per se, then it's easy to, not easy, but it's you got to develop a plan to overcome it. You know what I mean? For the sake of, you know, you got people coming after you, you know, like your kids and whatnot, right? You know what I mean? Like, you can't just sit there in defeat thinking, well, I got an excuse for the reason for being the way I am. No, world don't work that way. You know what I'm saying? You can't live in an excuse.
No.
You know what I mean? Yeah. You got dealt a bad hand. You got dealt the bad card because some things probably happened to you that you have no control over.
See?
So what now?
So that goes into this, y'all. Here's another reason why some people don't hold themselves accountable. We're talking about trauma. So avoiding responsibility can be a response to trauma. Some people who experience pain have experienced painful abuse, criticism, betrayal, rejection, or other trauma continue to see themselves as victims. All right. They continue to see themselves as victims, or a group of people as victims. Let's be 100 with it, right? So they're so focused on their own emotional pain that they struggle to see how they harm others. All right. Now, others have traumatic memories of being severely punished, blamed, or ignored when they make mistakes as children, which understandably makes them, less apologetic for certain things that they do. Okay. And the things that may be going on wrong right now, they try to avoid that. So, like, what you think about that, though?
If I'm the victim, how can I be wrong? You know what I'm saying?
Damn.
If I'm running around always believing I'm a victim of something, then I could never be wrong. So therefore, it's not my problem to fix. I'm the victim here. You know what I mean? And so that's why I hate when victim mentality and victim mindset gets pushed, especially to our people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yes, a lot of things exist and existed. You know what I'm saying? Racism and all that type stuff. It's there.
And still,
Yeah,
let's be
there.
real. Yeah.
It's there. But okay, so what you gonna do about it?
You know what, man? I really do feel like some people don't know who they are. Listen to what I'm saying. I think some people don't know the power that they have. And a lot of the things that we've been through, right? And I'm saying that's people, and you can see this throughout history. It's not just, the African history, it's throughout history. A lot of it was a lack of understanding and a lack of resources, but then also just a whole lack of knowledge, right? Because if you think about it, man, it's a lot of us are like, if we really put our heads together and learn how to strategize, we have the upper hand. There's individuals that have more power than they know that they have, but they just don't realize it. You get what I'm saying? So in my mind, if we're talking about the past, yeah, that happened, but how are you preventing that from happening today? You have less excuses now, in my opinion. You see what I'm saying? So, and I think that's the hard thing to say, because I empathize in a way, but I have a lower tolerance for excuses today, because you don't have an excuse for not knowing what to do better today. You get what I'm saying? Am I tripping? What you think, ladies and gentlemen? What y'all think, y'all? So we got Carmel. She says being a victim isn't a lifetime pass for dysfunction and hurting others. Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, but that's the truth. That's the truth. Kendrick, what's going on, man? He says so true. The last place people often look for the source of perceived suffering is in the mirror.
Man.
Yo, man, I need to drop a bomb on that. That's it.
That's the absolute fact. You know what I mean? Some people be putting their own self through it. Some people, when you look at sometimes when people talk about relationship struggles, right? And why they're single or whatever.
Yeah.
Everybody's the issue except you.
Except for you. Hey, every time.
Everybody's the issue except you. You left this person because of this. You left that person because of that. You know what I'm saying? You say you're looking to get married or whatnot, but everybody, just nobody can fit you, and everybody's the problem, right?
Bro.
Or you can't keep a job. You get fired from every job because everybody's racist or something.
Everybody's racist.
Everywhere you go, you know what I'm saying? You're getting fired. Everywhere you go, you know what I'm saying? You can't hold a job. Everywhere you go, people are leaving you socially. Yeah. But instead of looking at yourself, be like, man, what's going on with me?
Bruh.
There's something going on with me where there's something that I'm doing that's causing people to repel from me.
Did I play a part in this?
Nah, hell no. It wasn't me, man.
Do that.
They're racist.
What?
Hell no, they racist.
Man.
About 500 black people working there, but they singled me out. You know what I'm saying? They racist.
I'm no. Yo, but it's seriously though, you know what I'm saying? It's too much info for the excuses, but that's the deal though. Literally, y'all, when we really look at things. So it's this book that I read, man, I love it, man, and it talks about the types of rejection that's out there, right? You have the hard rejection and the self-rejection and all of that, right? And another rejection is called raw rejection. Raw rejection is when an individual do not want anything about you, right? It's like they don't want nothing that you have to offer just because they don't want it. Yeah. It don't have anything to do with you. They just don't want it. Like, okay, it's okay. But then there's something else called universal rejection. Think about it. Let's say you applied for a job, right? That you know that you were the best one at, all right, for this job. Not only did you apply, 1,000 other individuals apply.
And they all felt the same way.
Right? But check it out. Somebody out there, the 1,000 get hired except for you. What is your excuse? Like, what do you say? Oh, it's because I'm black. It's because I'm a man. It's because I'm a woman. It's because I'm just... But how about it was 1,000 other individual, well, 999 other individuals. You get what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Watch this. Is it a possibility somebody was more qualified?
Nah, it couldn't be that.
Can't
More
be
qualified than me.
me, man. No,
Man, people at Burger King love me.
love me. Well,
You
hey,
know what I mean?
I know
What you talking about? The way I put them onions on the burger? Are you crazy? Why I can't get this IT job? You must be tripping.
Are you serious? Hey, listen, what you like? Hey, I got all my IT training from Facebook. They all be stupid.
You know what I'm saying?
I know what I'm doing.
The way I upload my videos to YouTube,
bruh.
Man, please, man. You know what I'm saying? But they're gonna hire this MIT grad.
Bruh.
Okay. He white though, that's why.
Because it ain't because he had a 4.5 GPA. You know what I'm saying? It ain't because he was what is it, summa cum laude, whatever you call it.
Yeah.
Ain't because that. It's because it was Indian.
That's it.
But it's because they had to let him in. That's
it. You know what I'm saying? They want me, you know what I'm saying? But that's the thing about accountability that we got to look at. Is like, look, man, it just ain't your turn. Maybe you got, you know what I'm saying? It's not because everybody else is the problem. Go back and look at your resume.
Come on.
You know what I mean? Try again. Don't be defeated. Hey, these people don't fool with you. It's not because, hey, this whole group of people have an issue.
Yes.
Think about why they not fooling with you and see if you have a problem.
Bruh. Look, shout out to Kendrick again. He says, man, the ego will have you believing some incredible stories. And that's bruh, right? Like, when do you go back and look at your history of mess?
No. There's a clip on TikTok. This lady, I think she had like 6 baby daddies, right?
Okay, right.
And the lady was interviewing her, trying to figure out why she ain't with none of the baby daddies.
Uh-huh.
And she had a reason that dealt with each one of those dudes as them being the problem.
Bruh.
You know what I'm saying? Oh, I ain't messing with him because he wasn't making enough money. I didn't want to stay with him because, you know, he was abusive. But everybody was the problem except her.
See?
You know what I mean? I mean, you had baby by 6 of them, so obviously there is a problem with you.
See?
You know? But then there's another person I wanted to talk about when we talk about accountability issues is the man Ja Morant.
All right, hit it.
So, I mean, for those of y'all listening and watching, I mean, I know a lot of y'all familiar with what's going on with Ja Morant. Ja Morant, NBA superstar that plays for the Memphis Grizzlies, a couple months ago got in trouble, got a little wrist slap for flashing a gun, you know what I'm saying, and menacing behavior on IG Live.
Mm-hmm.
They suspended him for a few games. He went on an apology tour talking about, you know, he ain't gonna do it no more. And he understands the image that he portrayed, this, that, and the third. A couple months later, he does the same exact thing again.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Here's the problem. I see a lot of people making excuses for him. No, technically, he ain't do nothing illegal. You know what I'm saying? Guns are legal inside in the United States. But as a lot of us know, a lot of people that's watching, you know, they're from the military, whatnot, or work for big businesses or whatever. When you represent a brand, you know what I'm saying, or you represent a company, the company that pays you, he's got a $200 million contract, and they say, hey, I don't want you to do this. Either you can, you know, listen to what they say or no longer be employed by them.
See?
He didn't get arrested. You know what I'm saying? He shouldn't be arrested for what he did. But he's got to understand that, man, I owe responsibility to the people that invest in me. And I feel like when people make excuses for him or try to find a way out for him, we telling our kids that that's not important because he has a lot of kids that look up to him.
Mm-hmm.
Man, we got to let our kids know, like, look, you know what I'm saying? Like, you got a responsibility to people sometimes.
You know, you're right. And here's another piece too, ladies and gentlemen. What we're not saying, and please don't get this misconstrued, what we're not saying is that, you know, when individuals give you choices, right, you take the one that's most, you know, beneficial to the company. But what we are saying is that you have choices and consequences. You understand? There are some times you need to walk away if it's not in line with your moral compass. You dig? There are some times, but here's the deal. Know why you're walking away. You understand?
Yeah.
Know why you're walking away. Don't, first of all, never put yourself in a situation when you're getting kicked out. walk away if you still have that type of if you have that power, but know why you're making these decisions. However, what you can't do is see their rules and regulations and try to blur the lines and say, well, I'm gonna do this because it's right in the law. If this company is saying they don't want you to do A, B, C, and D, that means you don't do A, B, C, and D with this company. Now, you can do whatever you want to do on the outside, but know that you will not be employed because our structure. So, I mean,
it's simple as that. And like you just said, yeah, if he feels so strongly that he needs to wave a gun around while listening to NBA Youngboy, then just leave the NBA. You could do that all you want. You know what I mean? You could do it all you want after that because you didn't do nothing illegal. You know what I mean? But the thing is, yeah, it's like what Kerry said. You can't make excuses for him and then all of a sudden make him the victim to some rules that he agreed to follow.
Bruh. And then
you know what I mean?
Now he's at home kicking rocks.
He done already lost like 40 million over this kind of stuff.
Come on,
and
bro.
that was about to be worse. You know what I mean? Like, and then once you make him the victim of this, we showing our kids like, hey man, accountability don't matter.
Don't matter.
You know what I mean? He's the victim. You know what I'm saying? They just doing that because he's black or they doing that. Let me show these pictures of people at a gun range and try to make it equal. It's not equal. You know what I mean? They know what he did was a bad look, and that's not what the image that the NBA wants to portray, especially the Memphis Grizzlies, where in the city of Memphis, young black men are getting killed, you know what I'm saying, on the streets all the time, you know, off them behaviors.
Yeah. So we got, let me see. Mr. Kennedy says,
oh, that's dog. That's a woman.
Oh, okay. Well, look, it says that everything that's legal isn't necessarily moral. Absolutely, right? Ms. Simpson says that he knew what he signed up for. He knew the rules. He got a little slap on the hand, and now he needs to face severe consequences.
Absolutely.
And that's the deal. But listen, y'all, check this out. What y'all think about this? Now, maybe I'm just, showing my age a little bit, but you remember back in the day when individuals did something out of line, they went to jail, right? Like they might have, they did something out of line, right? They was convicted. But we real quick to say free so-and-so and so-and-so. Free this person. Now, don't get me wrong. If they didn't do the crime, no, they should not do the time. But do you really? Now, is it what? Did they do it? Did they do it? Do they belong where they at, right? Because you got choices and consequences. How many people are you rooting for in your family that's out of line? You know what? Don't get on them like that. Hold on. No, they out of line. How many people in your circle that don't know how to take accountability? You see what I'm saying? How long do you plan on being in that circle? You did? What you think about that though, man?
And the thing is, what they don't even realize is them going to that jail might be the thing they need to save their life. You know what I mean? Because the way they was living, you know what I mean, wasn't necessarily a conducive life. It's going to lead to death or prison anyway.
That's right.
You know, it really trips me out when people say free the guys, free such and such, free such and such. When you think about what they were doing was always something negative in the black community. Selling drugs to black people in the black community.
Come on.
Killing other people in the black community. You know what I mean? It's just mind-boggling. I think that's Bill Montgomery.
Oh, is it? Okay.
I think so. I think so. But it's just mind-boggling, you know, way we don't want to hold people accountable. You know, I understand you can still love your loved ones that get locked up in prison. You definitely should keep loving on them. But let people feel the brunt of the consequences, you know what I'm saying, of their actions.
So, man, look, and it's crazy because I remember having this conversation about family, my daughter, my son, right? If they ever did something that put them in jail, okay, or, you know, something that they have to sit there for a minute, I just might have the bail money, okay? I just might. Listen, I just might. As a matter of fact, I might have it right now for the future. You see what I'm saying? However, there's part of me that's like, wait, I taught you boom, 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 boom. Every time I did and asked you if you understand, yeah. So that means you chose to do this. Now you crying. You see what I'm saying? Now I'm feeling old, right? Because my mother, when she was getting ready to whip me and I'm about, cry or whatever, she's like, what you crying? You asked for this. Because you see, I said, if you did this, this is what's going to happen, and you did it. So I'm giving you what you want. So now I'm thinking, now you think about your kids, man. If your kids do something, now don't get me wrong, if a mistake is one thing. But if it's like, yo, I didn't mean to do it, or boo, 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 and then it gets some time. How do you handle that? Now we're talking about our kids now, not somebody that's, we're talking about our flesh and blood. How do you handle that?
No, man. You know what I mean? I guess it's just I want to get to that in a minute, but that'd be a tough one. You know what I mean? Because I'm gonna help my daughter any way that I can. I only got girls.
Yeah.
But at the same time, if it's a trend of behavior, what I'm doing is not helping.
There you go.
You know what I mean? You want to sit down for a little bit.
Yeah, because apparently you ain't getting it.
Pop up, Lilies.
All right.
Now, okay.
All right. So she says, I think what people are advocating for is fair sentencing in terms of prison terms. Okay, and all crimes are not judged equally. Okay.
Hey, don't do no crime. You know what I mean? If all crimes are not judged equally, I agree. Yeah. Then don't do it then.
Yeah.
Hey man, if I do this, you know what I mean, as a black man or whatever, you feel like you about to get the unfair shake, then don't do the crime. I'm not about to feel bad for you after the fact. No, dog. You know what I mean? Nobody made you do that.
Right.
Oh, that's unfair. Hey, you still did the crime. You know what I mean?
Right.
You put your life inside somebody else's hands for them to make judgment. Now, whatever the judgment is,
might not be
man, it's on you.
Mm-hmm.
You put yourself there.
Mm-hmm.
That's it right there. There's a line between helping and enabling. You know what I mean? It's like when you have a friend that's a drug addict.
Yeah.
And every time you see him, you keep giving him money.
Yeah.
Maybe you just give him food.
Maybe.
You know what I mean? Maybe, you know what I'm saying? But if you keep giving them money, you know what that money is going.
Correct. And do you think you helping? So, ladies and gentlemen, that's what we're talking about, right? We're talking about accountability within ourselves, okay? And it's easy, right? It's easy for us to talk about other people because it's easy to see, like I said earlier, right? But when you're talking about yourself, it's like, yo, what am I doing? Am I really holding myself accountable? Am I doing the things that I say I want? Or take that back. Am I doing the things that I need to get what I want? You're right. Am I really doing those things? And if not, why not? You see? So he says, simple as that. Don't do the crime, man. Yeah, you stupid for that. But I mean, no, but look, and look, real talk though. Sometimes, and we know this, sometimes you can be minding your own business and there's no crime committed, but you in the wrong place, wrong time, and you just look the wrong way. You dig now, but we're talking about those individuals that's habitual line crosses, and then when they finally do, get hold to account, now it's like, yo, what? Look, they wrong. Like, really? Yo, Nino.
Yeah. Don't get me wrong. If you ran a stop sign, they try to give you 15 years. And I mean,
yeah, that's a problem.
But if you out there selling dope, I'm not gonna get mad because you got a lot of time.
Right. And I mean, that's just what it is. And but when it comes down to us as individuals, it's like we need to really look at ourselves. Right? Really look at ourselves. What are we doing as parents? What are we doing as men? What are we doing as women? Right? And like we had videos up talking about, what these kids are doing, what the teachers are doing, what parents are doing and aren't doing, man. Like I saw a video of a kid on a bus cussing out some adult. Okay. I don't know if it was somebody that was assisting the bus driver, cussing them out, boom, boom, boom. And then they start fighting. Okay. The kid just start throwing blows, and then the bus driver parked and then tried to break it up, and then the kids start boom, boom, boom. But nobody else around was breaking this up. They was recording and all this other stuff, because they want to be the hot ones to have it on their page. We want to be the first ones. But the thing is, y'all, when do we hold ourselves accountable by not feeding the narrative before it goes outside? What I mean is our kids. The deal is that they watching us. Think about it. They're watching how we respond to people. They're watching how we treat ourselves, the way we the way that we handle ourselves teaches other people how to treat us. You see what I'm saying? So when you're treated out of line, are you not going to have that introspective and say, wait, maybe I've been causing this reaction. Maybe I need to shift something. Oh, and by the way, my little one watching me.
Right. They watching me talk crazy about the cops every chance I get. They watching me talk crazy about, the school system and all that and how the teachers suck. You know what I mean? They see that I have no respect for people in lines of authority or whatnot. They see that I have no respect for administrators and stuff. So why would they?
See? And here's the funny part. We're the ones working those jobs.
Yeah.
Think about it, right? It's us doing that. So the system, it's revolving, right? We are our support system. That's what we should be. You know what I mean? We should. Let me see. Sandra says, I don't roll with criminals or potential criminals. If I get hemmed up, I'm snitching, telling everything with my lawyers. Wow. Right? So they could drop the charges. I dig that. So go ahead, man. Final word, bro. What you got, homie?
Hey, so final word for me is, first, I want to thank everybody for watching. Accountability starts with me. You know what I mean? There's certain things that I need to be accountable for as far as how I parent my children, you know what I'm saying? The husband that I am to my wife and the man that I want to be overall. You know, there's certain things on my checklist that I haven't checked off, so us doing this show wasn't about pointing fingers and talking about what other people need to do. You know, it's also a self-reflection for myself to get my stuff in order. So appreciate you guys watching.
Yeah, absolutely, yo. And second that, y'all, shout out to everybody that tuned in. And yes, that's what this really was about, y'all. And this is what I encourage you to do. Take some time by yourself, okay? And really think about where you are right now and think about what you have. Everything that you have right now is a representation of what you have accepted, me included. You dig? I can't be mad at what I have because I did this. I allowed this. Right. So, ladies and gentlemen, I want y'all to really take that. Go ahead.
One thing, man, and I always talk about fitness being one of the things I'm gonna be accountable for. And my brother Seth always trying to talk to me about fitness. So here, next time he goes to Zumba, I'm gonna go to the class with him. You know, because I know that he's really big into it. He keep trying to get me to go into Zumba with Enrique. And I tell him no. But hey, next time Enrique has a class, I'm in there with you, bro.
So to that point, no, but this is the deal. When you got somebody that's in your corner, seriously, they're not hating on you. You get what I'm saying? They're not trying to make you feel bad or trying to make you look bad. Maybe they're telling you something that you should think about. Seriously, maybe that's something that you can do to make your life better, because ultimately we care. You dig? Absolutely. And that's why we here at the Lions Den, y'all. So we appreciate y'all. We gonna see y'all pretty soon. You know what I mean? Enjoy the rest of y'all weekend and get it in. Right on. Later.